Hi, in this video, we are going to discuss about the storage accounts in Azure. So go to portal.azure.com, search storage, go to storage accounts and create a storage account. First of all, what is the storage account? Why we need? In Azure, there is a subscription based. They want to logically separate every services. Okay, so if you want to have if you need any blob storage in AWS, we used to call S3. So here we used to have blob storage. Okay, so first you need to have one storage account. Okay, so I'm just selecting my resource group, CNL Dev, and storage account name should be unique. Say CNL Dev storage 123. So I'm just giving CNL. So I'm going with the East US. Let us go with the standard. And what is this LRS and geographic geo redundant storage and zone redundant storage, geo zone redundant storage. So basically, you need to understand the local redundant storage. If your purpose going to be within server to server or within location, data read or write, then better go with the locally redundant storage. Okay, if you are going to keep or access across geo, okay, then go with the redundant storage, geo redundant storage. And within your data center level access or read or write or data transfer, then go with the zone redundant storage to avoid more failures within that zone. And geo zone, if you have say uh, primary and secondary, but the secondary can be used only for read based transaction, then but the transaction is going to be across the globe, okay, and zone level also, okay, then go with geo. As of now, we will go with the geo redundant storage and say advanced, enable secure transfer. So I want to ensure all my data transfer should be secure. Okay, the more you do an encryption, please remember your data transfer, both read and write, also will be slowed. So if you don't want to expose your blob to the public access, you can restrict in the storage account itself. But please make sure in this storage account, whatever you are going to create, the rule will be applicable. Enable storage account key access. So this again, what key? So basically you want to expose or authenticate using a particular key, then you can enable this. I think this is really a recommended way, using the data access via the approved keys. And public endpoint, whatever the network you have, those networks will have capable to allow. If you don't want to allow those blob storage from the designated networks, then you can go with the selected networks, but you need to make sure what are the networks you need to. So as of now, we have two. So I'm going with all as of now. If it is a private endpoint, it's a straightforward. You need to create your endpoint network, which this storage account can be accessible from there. So I'm going with the public. So as of now, we will go with the Microsoft network routing. Go here, come down. So if you want to enable versioning, okay, you can enable it. And even You can soft delete. Also, you can mention the log retention, the data retention. So if anything is marked for deletion after 7 days, you can get rid of it. So you can mention all the rotation parameters here. Come down, tags. As I mentioned in one of the previous session, the more you go with the tag, the more you do a billing effectively measures, and administration also very easy. And using the automation tools controlling your infrastructure, the tag will play a very crucial role. So I'm going with the next. I'm going to create it. So I'm creating the storage account. Wait for a few seconds. So once the storage account created, we will show the storage account part. So I'm just going to the resource. It's got created. So in this, so come down. So there is a blob storage, there is a file service, there is a queue service, there is a table service. Okay. So here, blob, you can go as object storage. You can create a necessary blob here, say container. Say data, create. So if I go with this, okay, so you can upload any data, sample data. So let us go with the data upload. Some image, we can upload it. So we can download some